Do you remember the moment, not the day, not the year, the exact moment, when something completely certain shifted? Maybe nothing was said, maybe it was one word, maybe just a silence that lasted 1 second too long, and in that moment something in the mind moved. Not broke, moved, like a door opening in a room that was always there. What moves between people is not words, not intentions, not the things said or carefully left unsaid. Energy, the warmth that arrives when something is right, the heaviness that settles when something is wrong. The specific feeling in a room when two people who haven't spoken yet already know something about each other that cannot be explained. And inside every person, two kinds, the energy shown and the energy protected, not hidden, protected. Because somewhere early, before there were words for it, something happened that made the protected part feel like the most real thing owned, the most honest, the most private, the most theirs, and walls were built around it, quietly, without being taught how, in different rooms. At different moments, each person alone building the same thing, and those walls, that protection, is where everything begins, every warmth, every distance, everything done that cannot be undone. All of it comes from there, from the way each person learned to keep the protected part safe. And the game, the one everyone is playing without agreeing to play, starts exactly there. The game has one rule: play the way the others play, or lose something that feels essential. And so everyone plays, each one telling themselves just this once. Just until things are different, just until it feels safe enough to stop, and it never becomes safe enough, because everyone is waiting for the same thing, for someone else to stop first, for someone else to put down the protection and stand without it long enough to show it's possible. Nobody goes first. The things done that hurt the closest ones, not from cruelty, from the fear of being the only one who doesn't play, the only one who loses. And the ones hurt, they don't always know they are in the game either. They just feel the result of it, the distance where closeness should be, the betrayal dressed as protection, the love that somehow still hurts. And there is the other kind, the one who didn't learn the same game, not because the world was kinder, sometimes the opposite. Something in the way they were built took everything inward, every bad experience, every betrayal, every moment that should have ended differently. Always the same conclusion arrived at alone in a quiet place without anyone to confirm or deny it. My fault. Something in me that needs fixing. And that turning inward looks like wisdom from the outside, like maturity, like the rare person who takes responsibility. But it is the same game, just facing a different direction. Both sides protecting something. Both sides never quite telling the full truth. Just two different ways of surviving something that nobody gave anyone the language for. The question that arrives when the game becomes visible: who built this? Not a system, not history, not something large enough to point to from a distance and feel separate from. Something smaller than that. Something that lives in every person who ever needed to be seen as more capable, more right, more worthy, more safe. The need to prove. Not to others exactly, to the fear inside. The fear that without the proof, without being more, something essential disappears. And that need multiplied, passed from person to person, from parent to child, across generations, each one learning it before having the language to question it. Built the whole game, every betrayal, every wall, every decision made from fear dressed as strength. All of it, the need to prove something to a fear that was never going to be satisfied anyway. If life were lived alone on a mountain, there would be nothing to prove, no comparison to survive, No game to play or lose. The game only exists where there are players, and players only exist where there is fear of not being enough. And the moment that is understood, really understood, not as an idea but as something felt, something shifts. The same way it shifted in the moment still carried from before. The protection from the game is not winning it, not becoming better at it than everyone else, not seeing through it faster, not refusing to play and standing apart as someone who knows better. All of that is still the game, just a different position inside it. The protection is the mountain inside, not a place, not isolation, not turning away from the world or the people in it. The part that exists without proof, that was there before the first comparison was ever made, before the first game was ever played, before the first wall was built around anything. The value that doesn't need to be more than anything else to be real. That simply is. And the person who finds that, not as a philosophy, not as something read, but as something actually felt underneath everything the game built on top of it. That person can be inside every room, every warmth, every game still being played by everyone around them, and not be consumed by it, because they know where their value actually lives, and it is not in the comparison. That is what makes the difference, not intelligence, not strength. Not having seen more or suffered more or understood more, just knowing where the value lives. And that knowing, that is where it all begins to change. That moment, the one still carried, the one that doesn't blur the way ordinary days do. When something shifted and the mind was never quite the same after. It was not a warning, not a sign that something was breaking. It was the mountain, making itself known for the first time, or the second, or however many times it has had to try before finally being felt, because the mountain doesn't announce itself with clarity. It announces itself with discomfort, with the feeling that something certain has become uncertain, with the specific vertigo, with a belief that no longer fits the person carrying it. That vertigo, that is the signal. Not that something went wrong, that something grew, that the person became larger than what they were believing, that the mountain inside was pressing against the walls built around it. And finally, one moment, one shift, one door opening in a room that was always there made contact. Every life that changed, really changed, had that moment somewhere inside it. The moment the mountain made itself known. And someone stayed with it long enough to feel what it was. The game will still be there tomorrow. The people are still playing it. The fear is still running underneath it. The walls still protect what they were built to protect. None of that changes because it was seen. But something else changes. The position inside it, not above it, not separate from it, just no longer completely inside it without knowing. No longer playing without choosing to play, no longer protecting something from a fear that was never going to be satisfied anyway. Because now the mountain is felt, even slightly, even just as a question, even just the memory of a moment when something shifted and the mind moved and a door opened in a room that was always there. That is enough. That is always enough to begin. The question is not why everything believed feels wrong. The question is, what would be believed if the fear of not being enough had never been taught? Comparison, something is there that was never any of those things. Something that doesn't need proof. That doesn't need to be more. That simply is. It was there in the moment that shifted. It is here now. It will be there when everything built on top of it has finished falling.